Alhamdulillah. So, Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alih. So, ask me, I want to love God and His Prophet, but I don't know how. I don't find myself really having that feeling of love for God and His Prophet. Then my answer was, because you are using the wrong tool. And to elaborate, to understand this, so that God subhanahu wa ta'ala has created us. We have the body, the physical body. With the physical body, we grasp the senses. And in the physical body, we have tools. If we try to see with our ear, we won't be able to see anything. If we try to hear with our eyes, we won't be able to hear anything. Eyes are good for seeing. Ears are good for hearing. Noses are good for smelling. Feet are good for walking. If you want to walk on your hands, you won't be able to walk. If you want to eat with your feet, you won't be able to eat. God has created us. Everything has its function. Every organ, every limb, every member has its function. So that's for the body, the physical body. Now within the physical body, we have another body. Another body which is not physical. We call it the meaning. The world of meaning. So there is a world of physics and there is a world of metaphysics. Things that are not physics. For example, a thought. Is a thought a physical thing? Thinking. Is a thinking a material process? Feeling. Is love a physical thing? Is joy a physical thing? Is pain a physical thing? All of these are not physical. So that's what we call the meaning. We have a body within us to make sense of things. So there is the body that grasps with, and we sense things with. We sense things with your eye, but there is the Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the body that we make sense of things. So for example, if I tell you this tree is green, what did I use? The physical or the metaphysical?
The physical.
The physical. I used my eye, right? But also I used some metaphysical, some information. I was taught. I was taught that color is called green, and then I made the connection between the language. But to recognize that the color green is physical thing. Now if I tell you this tree is beautiful, what did I use? My eye?
No.
My brain?
Yeah.
No. It's not a brain thing. Beautiful? It's a heart thing, right? But if I tell you I can use the wood of this tree to make a table, what did I use?
That's your brain.
That's the brain. So you understand? So the brain will tell you I can use this to make a table. The brain will tell you that this tree is Layla Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Also, the shade of this tree is good. I can use that tree to make a connection with that building. It's exactly between the building and the chair, etc. Many. So there are many levels in the rational thinking. And also there are many levels in the emotional, we can call it the emotional grasp. So we have within the body, within us, at least now you know two things that are different. We have a heart and we have a brain. The brain is made for something, the heart is made for something else. They're not the same. I cannot use my brain for things that are meant to be felt by the heart, and I cannot use my heart for things that are meant to be calculated by the
Brain.
brain. You understand? So if I try to use my brain to love people with, it will be like walking on your hands. You understand? Instead of walking on your feet. Use your... So, when I told you you are using the wrong tool, I meant to tell you, I meant that you are trying to love God and His Prophet with your brain, not with your heart. You understand?
Yeah.
The brain does not love, it's not made to love. The brain, you use the brain to conceive God, to conceive the Prophet, to have a conception of God, to have a conception of the Prophet. Use your brain to know that God must be one. Because your brain is programmed like that, right?
Yeah.
God has programmed us in a way. We have a software, that's our software. So we have a software. We are programmed. Any human being is programmed. Whenever we think of God, we think of Him being one, capable of doing everything, not depending on anything, everything depending on Him, nothing like Him, right? He has control over everything, and He's not like His creation. Nothing is like Him. This is programmed. The brain of any human being, the sound intellect of the human being requires these qualities in God. Will tell you God must be like that, otherwise it can't be. You understand?
Yeah.
So that's the software that God has put within us. So our brain, your brain, if your brain is good and sound enough, and your rational thinking is sound enough, and you did not get deprogrammed, so we go back to the program that God has put within you. With your brain, the maximum you can get to, that God must be one, God has control over everything, everything depends on God, God does not depend on anything, God is not like anything, and nothing is like God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely, God must be one, God must exist, and God must be one, and God must be living.
Yeah.
He cannot be just retired or
Yeah.
he's God. Wow. That's it. What is love of God here? That's it. The brain stops there. The brain stops there. Cannot go beyond. Same thing with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Your brain will tell you he must have been a prophet because of this. It wouldn't make any sense that a man who is not a prophet would say something like this.
Yeah.
It's too, the wisdom is too big to be just a human.
Yeah.
The success is too great to be just a human thing.
Yeah.
That's it, and you stop there. Same thing for the Quran. Your brain will tell you this is not a human thing, and stops there. Now, as for loving God, loving the Prophet, loving the Quran, it's not with the brain. It's with the heart. Now the brain and the heart, they don't work in the same way. Like the feet and the hand, they don't work in the same way. You understand?
Yeah.
They don't work in the same way. So with your hands, You open your hands and receive. Like this.
Yeah.
If you want water, the water is coming. Huh? The water is coming. You put your hands like this and you receive. Right?
Yeah.
So expose your hands. You make your hands as a vessel. Or if you have a vessel as well, you can. And you receive the water. Right? You put yourself in mode receptive mode. Now, if I want you to grasp that bottle, would you put your hands like this? No, you will go and grasp as a full, yeah? You will grasp the bottle.
Yeah.
So, did you see the difference between grasping something, huh?
Yeah.
And receiving something? Do you see the difference?
Yeah. Kind of. Yeah.
You grasp things that you can reach with your own
Oh.
force.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So this bottle of water, it is bottled already. You have control over it. It is within reach, it is within grasp. It is there. I tell you, bring that water with your hand. Here you are. Bismillah. The rain is falling. You don't have any vessel. I tell you, get me some rain. Are you going to grasp the rain?
No.
What can you do?
You can collect it. Yeah.
To receive. So, do you see the difference between grasping and receiving?
Yeah.
The brain grasps, the heart receives. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You see the difference? The brain works like the hand that grasps, because the brain grasps things, does not receive. You understand? The brain goes and attack the information. The brain goes and attack the information like the tiger, like the
Yeah.
he goes and attack the information and brings it. Right? The heart does not attack to love. Don't go and attack emotionally attack someone to love him. No. All what you do for the heart is you put your heart like this and ask God to put His love in your heart. That's it. Open up. Open up. And show up, not show off. Show up to the opportunities where the rain of the love of God is falling, is pouring down. Because there are places and there are moments where the rain of the love of God, of divine love, God's love is pouring down.
Yeah.
You understand? Just go and put your hands like this, put your bucket like this, put your heart like this and receive. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You cannot decide to love God because you cannot grasp it. It's not within your control. That's not how the heart works anyways. Do you understand?
Yeah.
The heart is ready to receive and then, alhamdulillah, just expose your heart to the love of God. That's how it should. Expose your heart to the love of the Prophet ﷺ. Expose your heart to the love of the Quran. How? To go where that rain of the love of God, the love of the Prophet, the love of the Quran is pouring down. You understand? These are moments like Laylatul Qadr, Ramadan, Thursday night, the moments of the prayers, the moments of praying, calling, talking to God, dua, meeting good people who are true lovers of God as well, gazing at them, being gazed by them, you understand? Listening to songs of love of God that will stir something in your heart.
Yeah.
You understand? That's what we do. So all what you need is to just and then you will, what will happen is like when the rain falls. So you have a grain of grain, any seed, a seed or grain, it looks like stone, right? When the rain falls, what happens?
It gives benefit to the earth.
But what happens to that grain?
The water?
The grain, the seed. So the
It
seed, I
grows.
plant the seed, and the rain fall. Without rain, nothing
Oh.
will happen.
Yeah, nothing.
But with the rain, what will happen?
It will grow.
That humidity, that water will do what to the seed?
Make it grow.
So why doesn't make stones grow? It makes seeds grow.
Because seeds are like, they're willing to accept the water.
Aywa. They have the willing to accept the water and they are programmed. They have that memory of life. Within each small seed, there is a big tree. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So you will know that the love of God is within you. The love of the Prophet ﷺ is within you, but it is a seed now. All what you need is to expose that seed, plant that seed, and it is planted in your heart. But all what you need is to expose the ground of your heart to the rain of the love of God, and then there will be something called germination.
Yeah.
And then you will see it growing, and then you'll see, I know, I have always loved God and the Prophet.
Yeah.
You understand? And then, now we spoke only about the brain and the heart. So the brain grasps things and thinks and conceives God. The heart, receives God. The heart receives God.
Yeah.
The brain conceives God. The heart receives the love of God. Now, there is even a deeper dimension in this body which is inside us, called the spirit. Called the spirit. It is the heart of the heart. It is the heart of the
Heart.
heart of the heart. To make the story short, I'll tell you a story that God told us in the Quran. It's a very short story, but we need to share it with the humanity. All human beings, they need to know this story. Because that's our story with God. God is telling us that before we came to this life, we had another life. We had a previous life.
Yeah.
Not in a physical body, but in the world of spirits or souls. Right?
Yeah.
We were light within light. We were like light. طيب. Energy, light, something. Meaning. Pure meaning. When we were in that world of meanings, without bodies, God manifested himself to us.
Yeah.
And he told us, do you recognize me? And all you, me, her, him, her, him, her, him, any human being, him, all. You understand all?
Yeah.
All. A-L-L. All said, Allah. All. All of them, all of us, we said, we know you. You are Allah.
Yeah.
All of us. All. A-L-L. All the humanity said, yes. When God told us, am I not your Lord? All, we said, that's Allah.
Yeah.
All, we said, yes, indeed we know you. So that knowledge is within us. It's embedded within us.
Yeah.
Right? Do you understand?
Yes. Yes.
In the heart of the heart, like the black box. When the airplane crashes,
Oh yeah.
they will find the black box. In that black box, they will find the history of all the journeys that plane made before it crashed. You understand?
Yeah.
So we have a black box within us, right?
Yeah.
That still remembers the journey that we had before we came in this body, before we were conceived in the brain, in the womb of our mothers, right?
Yeah.
Before we came to this physical world, we had an existence. We have a story with God. So God spoke to us and we spoke and we answered. God asked us a question and we answered. Right?
Yeah.
وهكذا That's another dimension now. That's not the heart. That's the heart of the heart.
Yeah.
So for the heart, you love God with your heart. But with your spirit, what do? You know God. You recognize God. You know God. So you understand? There are three differences. The body, first of all. What do we do with the body?
You sense things.
We sense things, and when we sense things, what do we do with God? We serve God.
Yeah.
We serve humanity, we serve God with our body. What do we do with our brain? We conceive God.
Yeah.
We think of God, we conceive, we have a conception with Him. Like God must be one. That's the aqidah, that's what they call theology. With our heart, what do?
You receive.
We receive the love of God and we answer His call of love. With our spirits, what do?
We know Him.
We know God. And that's not the end of the story. There is a fifth dimension. There is a fifth dimension. The eye of the spirit now, the heart of the heart of the heart. We call that the inner eye.
Yeah.
What do we do with that eye? We see God. You understand? We see God. There is something within you. There is a dimension. It's not an organ. It's not a limb. I told you this is in the body of meanings. So we have a body of flesh and we have a body of bones and flesh and physical body, and we have a body of meanings, or we call them dimensions of existence. Do you understand my language? Beautiful. So we have a dimension of existence within us. We have an entity within us that sees God. We have an entity within us that knows God. We have an entity within us that loves God. We have an entity within us that conceives God.
Yeah.
And all of these are meanings. So there is the world of means, and there is the world of meanings. There is the world of means.
Yeah.
This is a mean, this is a mean, this is take the means to do this, take the means to do this.
Yeah.
Senses. There is the world of means, and there is the world of meaning, or there is also the world of senses,
Yeah.
and there is the world of sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Sense. There is the world of senses, and there is the world of sense. Thinking, a thought, is a sense. You make sense of something, you think of it. You love something, that's another way of making sense of something. Subhanallah. You see the secret in something, that's another also way to work. So all what you need is to open up to the love of God and His Messenger and the Quran, and you will find that you actually, the seed of His love is there.
Yeah.
That's it. So what does the rain do to the seed?
It makes it grow.
Does the rain give life to the seed?
No.
What does it do?
It helps it grow.
It reminds the seed of the life within it.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Does it make sense? Because if you tell me that the rain gives life to the seed, I tell you, okay, that's not fair. Why the rain does not give life to this cushion? And then we'll have lots of cushions. Tree of cushions.
Yeah.
Why? Why doesn't give life to that stone? They look the same. Stone and the seed, they look the same sometimes. Exactly.
Yeah.
Why? Because the potential of life, there is a word added to your vocabulary called potential. The secret of life, the potential of life, the willingness of life, of catching life, exists within the seed, but it does not exist within the stone or within the cushion. Right?
Yeah.
So what does the rain do in the reality? It does not give life. It reminds the seed of the life within it.
Yeah.
مفهوم?
Yeah.
So go and get wet. Go and get wet. Go and expose yourself to moments where, with no reason, you find yourself crying, missing God, wanting to meet God. wanting to be with God, missing the Prophet, wanting to be with the Prophet, crying, wanting, Ya Allah, I wish I could have been with him like Ali was with him. Do you understand?
Yeah.
If you don't learn his story, where are you going to get wet?
Yeah.
Do you understand? So go and learn the story of the Prophet. Expose yourself to people who, when they tell you about the Prophet, they make you wet. You understand?
Yeah.
Right? Just go and get wet, and you'll see that you see with that grain or that seed within you, the seed of the love of Allah and His Prophet within you will just, subhanallah, start germinating and
Yeah.
and blooming and subhanallah. Alhamdulillah. Good. Bismillah.